Alfalfa Restaurant was established in 1973. Well, I understand it's a group of people that just realized, like, people need to eat, people need good food, people want home-cooked meals, people want Kentucky classic meals. There were local farmers that needed outlets for their food to be, to feed people, and they made that happen, and it was such a culture in the local food system. So during the COVID-19 pandemic, the old owners, they closed, and everything was just left as is, and we picked it up, not to really start over, but to continue the culture of community, feeding, and just the whole network that Alfalfa has came with since 1973. There's been some ups and downs to it. I would say the positives is that people want some really good food. People have been sitting in the house door dashing and Grubhubbing, a lot of fast food, hamburgers, a lot of junk food, and so to be able to get a home-cooked meal, a vegan meal, a vegetarian, gluten-free, sensitive meal that is like a home-cooked meal, like greens, red beans, and rice, peach cobbler. It's refreshing during the time of the pandemic. Negatives, of course, money is scarce. People don't want to come in. Your employees are also dealing with COVID and being sick and having families and financial hardships. So, there comes the challenges, but we're finding a balance between the two. People knew when I got Alfalfa's that I was going to somehow partner with some type of community, nonprofit, local organization, some type of feeding program, because we do have leftovers. There is food waste that could be transitioned into an awesome full course meal. So I used to volunteer a lot with Community Action, did some projects for Windburn Community Action, so I know some of the people there. And I've worked with some of the chefs, some of the people who are also in our local food system through FoodChain. So I reached out to Leandria and I was like, you guys still doing it? You guys still need people? It's gonna be healthy, it's gonna be local. And she was like, yeah, let's do it. We're pushing out like 200 something meals a week. I'm just so proud of how Fayette County, Central Kentucky made such a program to not only make things like a balance within the chaos for local businesses and restaurants, and seeing these people get 7, 8, 9, 10 boxes of food, and you're knowing that they're eating it. And I like to build relationships, so going back and they're telling me what they want, and I try to go back and make it. It's a beautiful thing, and it's a beautiful thing to watch in the times that we're in, that people just literally said, this is what needs to happen, and we made it happen. So, yeah. Being somebody that is all about farm to table, farm to fork, I'm really big on farm to school initiatives, and a lot of these centers, it's kids, and I told one of the program directors at Community Action, who also told me to, check in with Leandria. I'm sure that there'll be some sites available, that I was like, I have a lot of food, and we're trying to give it to the homeless. Some of them don't want it. I was like, but I can get some food, meal, something going for these kids, and because their parents are trying to feed them at a time that this is a real pandemic. So the mission of making sure that even though people might have incentives, people might have outlets to food, there's another outlet. And not only is it an outlet, it's not just a box of canned goods, it's a home-cooked meal, full course, local vegetables, you're getting all of the things that you need from the food pyramid. And that's the mission, like feeding people at an affordable price. People can't afford it. They should be able to get free food that tastes this good. So, and that's what Nourish let me do. They're like, just make it, Tiff. And I was like, okay. And I'd let them know, what I'm going to make. And I come back and they're like, that was good. Some of them I know where I have volunteered, and they're just like, that was good, Miss Tiffany. What are you making next week? And it's a quesadilla with yellow squash from the farm, or some, butternut squash, onions and peppers and cheese. But it's packed full of, healthy stuff. So it's like the 1+1. It's like, we got the food, y'all got the people, let's make it work. So.